How's it going, Baku crew, and welcome back to the second Bakugan Evolutions deck profile of the week. I'm BakuBrad96, and I guess I'm keeping the meme theme going, because today it is all about the kaiju of Bakugan, the King Ghidorah to Drago's Godzilla. Of course, you know I mean Nillious, or what I like to refer to for today as King Nillidorah. 3 Nilliouses, 9 heads. Let's get straight into it, starting off with the team. No, I had to include the Darkus Platinum Nillious because it is absolutely my favorite. Double Green Fist core, B power of 700 and 2 damage. If you land on a Green Fist, or if it gets a Green Fist, you get to take an opposing active Bakugan's Baku core away. So very good there, just stealing away that power. Great as far as character canon, right? Then it is the Haos Platinum Nillious, has a Magic Shield core and an Orange Shield core, B power of 500 with 6 damage, and then if it lands on a Magic Shield, plus 200 more B power. Finally, it is the Ventus Nillious, double Green Fist core, B power of 700 with 2 damage, and it has the same effect as the Darkus, being if it lands on a Green Fist, you get to remove the opposing active Bakugan's Baku core. Speaking of Baku core, the Baku core I use in this deck. For the Magic Shield, it is the plus 650 B power. For the Orange Shield, it is the plus 400 B to Haos and Ventus. I figured they needed more help more than the Darkest one. And then the Green Fists are pretty basic, I do believe. It is 2 plus 150 B power and plus 2 damage. And then I do run the faction help, so plus 100 B power. And then Ventus and Haos get plus 3 damage, and then Darkus and Ventus get plus 3 damage. We'll go ahead and take a look at the awesome characters here. Here is the Darkus Nillious, looking very awesome. Platinum, of course. And then the Platinum Haos. And then the Ventus is not Platinum, so it is just the good old core, but it is sporting the new paint scheme, so I do like to call it the little lime boy. Now, while deck building the deck profiles later on in the week, I did run out of Nanogun, so this particular build does only use 2. The Haos Nano Siphon. On a Magic Shield, you get to add a Baku core from the field to your active Bakugan, and then on a Magic Shield and a Green Fist, you get to steal a Baku core from an opposing active Bakugan. After that, it is the Darkest Nano Siphon. On Magic Shield, you get plus 300 B power. On Magic and Orange Shield, plus 500 B power. So, kind of a shame I'm only using 2 Nanogun, being the little siphons here. But as I get more Nanogun and the other deck profiles get used up and shown, I will make more, and I will use 3 later on with Nillious, so there is the Haos Siphon there. And then Darkest Siphon. There we are. Got the little leech boys to go with the King Nillidorahs. Now, on to the actual deck profile. So starting off with a Toxify, or I do believe, 2 Toxifies, 0 energy for plus 3 damage. I felt like I had another card there, I wanted to make sure it was just 2 and not 3. Next is 3 Body Crusher, 1 energy for minus 4 damage, and you get to scan. So these cards are very good defensive cards. 2 Crushing Shadows, 1 energy for plus 200 B power and 1 Frost Strike. Early turn B power buffs just to help. Kind of get those early wins in. 2 Electric Howl, 1 energy for plus 2 damage and then Frost Strike. The Frost Strike may build up late game, but for now I look at Crushing and Electric as early turn just to help wins. And that damage, the Crushing being the B power. More defensive measures for the deck, G-Force Drop, 1 energy for minus 300 B power and scan. And then because it is the year of Nanogun, Holy Flame, 1 energy for plus 300 B power. If that Bakugan is holding a green fist, plus 600 B power instead. Which it more than likely will be, because we also run 1 Mega Punch, 1 energy to attach a green fist from the field to an open Bakugan. I swear I wish I had more of these because it is awesome, especially now with the new Nanogun cards. 2 Nillious Annihilator, 1 energy for plus 300 B power, but if you scan or scrounge this on top, you can reveal it for plus 600 B power too. So it really helps. It's a really cool, versatile card. 2 Venom Blast, which again, defensive, 1 energy for minus 4 damage. Obviously, this deck plays very defensively because keeping it going with 2 Curse of Darkus, 2 energy for minus 2 damage, and then sacrifice, you can discard a card for minus 10 instead. 10 damage. So this could help in a pinch, but you do lose a lot of cards though. Because that's -2 right there using this one and then discarding another card. It does start to look a little better though with Darkus Face Bomb. 2 of these at 2 energy for plus 400 B power, and you get to scan. And then scrounge. You look at the top card of your deck. If it's Ventus, you can reveal it for plus 600 instead of the plus 4. So very good. It does have potential because we are running Ventus after all. Two Darkus Petrify, 2 energy for minus 5 damage. Two Baku Fit, 3 energy for minus 6 damage and scan. With the scrounge effect, you look at the top card of your deck, and if it's Darkus, you can reveal it to energize this uncharged. So, could help. Otherwise, it's just more defensive measures. Again, Nanogun, so running 2 energy Vortex, 3 energy for a Baku gear, that when you play this, you can attach a green fist from the field to an open Bakugan. Otherwise, the Bakugan gets plus 300 B power added to it. Not bad at all, and it's really good now considering it attaches the core to the field, and that's what we need. After that, I run 2 Trailing Dragon, 3 energy for plus 200 B power and plus 4 damage. If you energize this from your hand, you can pay 2 energy to draw one. It's draw one, right? I think. Sorry. Yeah, it's draw one. Can't see today. Don't know what's going on. 2 Vicious Defense, 3 energy for minus 200 B power and minus 6 damage. So this is pretty much a defensive deck by far. I'm sorry, I've made so many decks that now that I'm recording, I have no idea what I built. But 2 Monstrous Surge, 4 energy for plus 800 B power, and then Sync. You can reveal a card in your hand that costs 2 energy for 4 damage as well. There are plenty of cards in the deck that cost 2. I do not use the Darkest Night combo in this deck. I just felt like it did need more B power buff cards, because as you can tell, it is very defensive as far as taking away from the opponent's Bakugan. And as I say that, here we go again with 2 Ventus Aerial Tricks, 4 energy for minus 400 B power and minus 4 damage. But if a scan or scrounge effect allows you to look at this on the top of your deck, you can reveal it for minus 200 B power and minus 2 damage. So again, a very wicked defensive card. And it is also featured on that gate card I unboxed earlier, but this was the Baku action card I couldn't remember the name of. Following that is 2 Glacial Glare, 5 energy for minus 1000 B power and scan. You're running this because it's a defensive card that targets B power, and if you play this on an opposing Bakugan, I highly doubt an opponent's going to have an out to this, because getting back 1000 B power is a lot harder than, say, 5, 6, that much B power. And then finally, for the deck, because this deck does not use any flips, just pure defensive Baku action cards, is Silk Bolt Barrier. So 2 of these, 5 energy for plus 900 B power, and scan. kind of a wompy deck for Nillious, but I thought it very interesting. As I finished it up, I realized why I had so many defensive cards in it. It's because it is a no-flip deck, and when I build no-flip decks, I tend to go a little overboard with the defensive measures, but as always, if the Baku crew wants to watch my videos as a template for their own deck building, I encourage you all to edit them how you see fit, put in things, take out things. Deck building is really purely up to the builder. There are no expectations, only the game rules, of course. But that'll do for today's video. Thank you all for watching. As always, drop a like, subscribe to the channel for awesome Bakugan content and those monthly raffles. See you next time, and remember, Bakugan, BRAWL!